Hey guys, welcome to the Scrappy Angel podcast, episode 8. I'm Angel, also known as the Scrappy Angel. I'm the owner and maker behind the Scrappy Angel bags. Look who I have with me today.
And you know what, guys? I'm finally out of my house, Chip from Fiber Hustle, and you know what? I'm actually in Angel, the Scrappy Angel's, what is this room? This is our studio. Watch this.
Oh my goodness. He has been doing this all morning, folks.
Far near. This place is huge.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be an episode you're not going to want to miss because this team duo here is crazy.
Let's get to it.
There was this handsome hair, this gentleman with handsome hair, glasses. I did a double take.
Okay. Hey guys, we got some news for you. QuiltCon 2024, she's a wrap.
Wow.
A buzz. We're sporting our shirts.
We are.
Look at this.
We got out of the shower. Not together.
No.
But we got out of the... So... We get out of the shower and I come downstairs and she's like, oh, she's already got her shirt on. We never even talked about it.
I know. And it's like, it's Kizmit. It's just, we're sharing the same brain this weekend.
It is. It's since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Which is yesterday.
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Wait, is this our 7th day together?
It is.
Wow. And our first QuiltCon.
It is, yes. So your first QuiltCon, my first QuiltCon, and had you ever been to anything like this?
Okay, for the knitters out there, I'm going to give you the Holy Grail. I've been to Rhinebeck. I've been to Vogue Knitting Live, but when it comes to quilting, nope. I've never been anything this big. I've been to Sisters.
Okay.
Which I have the t-shirt from Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show underneath this. But no. All right. So for you, what was your biggest takeaway now that you have experience? What would you recommend doing or maybe not doing?
I actually would recommend that you plan your days. And the reason I say that is because if you are doing a class and your class is an all-day class, you got to know that they close the floor at 6 o'clock.
Oh, hard stop.
We got there late Thursday, and we're like, oh my God, it's 4:30. You know, we were expecting it to be, because some classes didn't get out till 9. So we were expecting to be able to walk the floor till 9, do some shopping, do some vendors. We get there, and they're like, oh, you've only got an hour. And we're like,
yeah.
What? So we checked in. We got all of our goodies. This was part of the little package that we got.
We had to buy them.
We did have to buy them. This came with a little fanny pack and some snips. right?
No, it came with the T-shirt. It came with the fanny pack.
Oh, and the pin.
And then the flare, the 2024 QuiltCon enamel button.
And
that thing is heavy.
I've got mine right here. So you can see, here's my little QuiltCon badge. And then this was the QuiltCon.
Maybe you can show a picture. But I mean, like, people were. I was doing volunteering, and people kept saying, "Where do I get that badge?" And I'm like, "It's right over there at the shop." I'm sure they sold out on the first day.
Oh yeah, it was a madhouse. It was a madhouse. But definitely get there on Thursday. Okay, let's take a step back. We missed Wednesday night. Wednesday night was the opening ceremonies, and that's where they did all their awards, and they gave out all the, obviously, the awards for all the quilts and stuff. So we didn't get to do that because you flew in Wednesday.
She got me out of the house. I went cross country. it was a quick flight, but yeah. So we got in. I got in Wednesday, and so we were on the road on Thursday
morning. We left about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was a simple drive. It was like a 5-hour drive. Yeah, and then we picked up our friend Susan at the airport.
Yep.
And then we went, and then she flew in. We got in just as she was landing, basically.
Yep.
So we were able to pick her up at the airport, get to our Airbnb by 4, because 4 was check-in. We unloaded everything, and then we were like, let's go, because we needed to meet our friend Brendan at the thing. He was already volunteering. So that's why we got there about 4:30. So
we didn't get to do the first night, the first show. Thursday was on the road, so maybe next time I would go a day earlier, and even maybe enjoy the ceremony. Get in the same day as the ceremony.
Right.
Go straight to it, and then kind of they set the tone. They set like, hey, this is welcome to QuiltCon.
Exactly.
Do you know how many people were in attendance?
No, I don't. Do you?
Okay, so all I know is that pre-sale tickets. This was the biggest QuiltCon to date.
Oh, wow.
Pre-sale tickets, 10,000 people got tickets for this event.
That's amazing.
It was so many people.
It was. Oh, and not only that, so we checked in, and on my badge, you have a little yellow star, which is
no.
It's
no. You have a little blue bag that says, "Hey, you bought a T-shirt and you got a little fanny pack."
No, that was the yellow star. The blue bag was the swag bag.
Oh, true. The star meant you paid for something that you had to go collect it.
Well, and then they randomly pick 2,000 people and give them the little blue. And like I said, I'll take a picture of this. And they give them a little blue thing, which we didn't know about it. So we're walking around and they're like, "Oh, you get a swag bag." And we're like, "What?" So out of the 4 of us in the house, two people got the swag bag.
And I think they're being a little bit unfair because it went to the women.
It could have gone to another man and a different.
In our household, there were two men, 2 women, and the men got nothing. We had to pay for our stuff.
But I mean, how amazing is that when you have 10,000 people there, they only give 2,000 out, and half of our party got the swag bag.
Not the better half.
Rude. This is my show, you know.
Yep.
He had to bring those. We had so much fun. Let me grab the swag bag. It's down here. So, you get this tote. Look how cool that is. It was done by Ruby Star Society, so you're a gem. You're still crusty about this.
I am crusty because I want free. Dude, they got loot. They got a lot of nice.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll just hand it to you.
Oh, so I can touch it?
You can be Vanna today. How about that? So this was just our the map. Here.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. So this is all Bella Solids. They just gave you, this are all the new colors that are coming in. So they gave you a card to show that. That was in the swag bag. Then you got this magazine.
Fat Quarterly.
Fat, yeah, it is Fat Quarterly, isn't it? The Fat Quarterly.
The Fat Quarterly.
I think that's volume 2. So
volume, issue number 2, winter 23-24.
okay, so they
volume 28.
Volume 28. Okay, so they must put these every year. They get them for the QuiltCon.
And what do you get in here? Do you get a pattern?
No. What we got in there was we got charms.
Oh, okay.
A little pack of 5-inch squares, and it doesn't say how much, but it's
Benartex.
Thank you. Words and me.
But she got the free stuff.
Yes. I can't say it, but I got it. It's called Dazzle Dots, and it's Crystal Watson. So these are really cute. I might make something, but I think that's for that maybe.
It might be. So, oh my gosh. So so there's a fancy gifts quilt pattern in here. And let's see if you can see it. There it is. And then
he's not used to my, just.
No, it's great. And then she's got this. Look, she's got some dots. So you can make a whole quilt.
That actually came inside the magazine.
Oh,
so it was shoved in there. So that was all part of the.
Yeah, so you've got all of these fabrics in here.
Is that? Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome.
Look at that. I didn't even notice that.
You got that for free?
I got that for free.
Love it.
Okay. So then we got just a little sample of this fabric, Petal Signature Cotton. I've never heard of them.
Okay, so this has got, it's actually really cute.
It is. It's very cute. And then you get a chance to feel how their fabric is.
So they're saying that this is 100% cotton, and then it's for quilting, craft projects, costuming, toys, and accessory. Now, what's interesting, this is digitally printed. So
right.
Single-sided. So on the front, it's your digital pattern, and on the back, it's just
plain fabric.
Just plain fabric. It's cute. Very cute.
That is neat. Okay, then we got an embroidery pattern.
Do you do embroidery?
I do. I'm not exceptional at it, but I do it.
Peaceful Poppies.
Peaceful Poppies.
Very cute.
Okay. And then we got, this was a sample of linen and thread, and I think it's actually a hand stitching.
It's slow stitching, slow living. So it's by Material Goods, and they give you some swatch of linen and a little needle.
Oh, I didn't know it had a needle in there.
Yeah, yeah. So you've got your thread. There's the needle.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got 2 pieces of fabric in there.
And then the little.
Yeah, and their message is, we love slow stitching and wanted to share some of our most popular products with you. So it's a Sashiko needle.
Oh, okay.
Hand-dyed Sashiko thread, and then some cotton and linen fabric. So you can create a patch for your favorite garment or hand quilt a block during a QuiltCon break. Oh, specifically for QuiltCon. So very, very, very cute.
Hello, friend.
You can have this because I am not.
I know you.
No hand stitching.
So and then we got an it's like Ollie
and Friends,
and that's a needle minder.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's a magnet needle minder.
So where do you put that? On your clothing?
Yeah, you would just put it on your lapel and you would just pin it, and then that way when you're doing your handwork,
sure,
you would put your pin here so you don't lose it, and then you would just continue to do it. So then you can do it and thread it.
I never lose mine because I don't do hand stitching.
There you go. Or, you know what you could do is you could put this next to your long arm.
Oh.
And then you would always have a magnet for your, when you bury your threads or you need to pick something out.
Love it.
There you go. Then we got Snips.
Wait, what?
Go ahead and open them.
Okay.
I know you love those
Gang,
snips.
we have been drowning in snips this weekend because Angel gave us a little gift, and then so did QuiltCon. We got snips coming out our ears.
They will, if you lose a snip, that's on you.
Oh my God, these are dangerous.
They're metal.
These are really nice, nice metal snips. Wow. Do they make a case so that you don't stab yourself?
That's what that is.
No, but like I would want to make myself a little case so that they live in that, not this plastic.
Yeah, you could sew yourself a little.
Like a little vinyl one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good right there.
It's heavy duty.
It is. It is. Are these the same ones you got us?
I think so. Oops.
I need a refund.
Oh, so they gave us these lanyards at Quilt Shop. That's Quilt Shop. The Quilt Shop.
Me go to QuiltCon.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal your line. Me talk pretty someday.
Purdy.
Party.
Me talk purdy someday.
So, and it's from Cotton and Steel. Cotton and Steel had all of these. They donated. That was their bling. But our friend Brendan made us all lanyards.
Look, oh my God, we were fighting over different colors.
Yeah, I did not fight over the pink. I'm just gonna let you know.
No, did not.
Nope.
But what's awesome is Brendan was wearing his, and he's got all kinds of flair from all the quilt cons that he's been on. Where did you get a modern QuiltCon pin?
That was in the shop.
Oh, I didn't get one of those. I have to get one of those. But
you're gonna steal that off mine on you before you go home, aren't you?
You have your choice. Either A, you're gonna live with a sticker that I slap on your machine.
Oh God, no.
Or I'm gonna steal something.
Yeah.
She made me Angel made me raise my.
Oh yeah.
My
he had to solemnly swear. Pinky swear.
That what?
Everything swear that he would not put a sticker on my sewing machine.
Or
my long arm.
There we go.
Sorry. I'm like, sounds like 2 words, something.
And have I so far?
No, he's been a very good boy. You'll get a cookie later.
I'll shake the 8 ball. Sources not sure. Could be on the underside.
If I turn my machine over and there is a sticker.
I mean.
People. So then we got this sticker.
Oh, maybe I'll take these sharp objects away.
That might be a wise idea. It says maker of things.
A sticker. We're just talking about stickers, and she hands me a sticker.
Living dangerously here, folks. Living dangerously.
God. Here, don't cheat on your diet. And she hands me a piece of cake.
Here's another one.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. That one's cute. That would look good on your black and white. She has a black and white long arm. This would look amazing.
It's purple.
Not the side, not the frame.
No, but the wording is purple.
Okay,
so it won't go.
Don't put stickers on my machine, and she hands me stickers.
Stick them on your forehead.
How about you come to Virginia?
Here's some more.
More stickers.
And then the Olfa, that's the.
She hands me stickers and then shows me the blade that she's going to stab me with afterwards. This thing.
That's dangerous.
This. Do you have one of these retractable? What do you do with this? Open a new thing of thread that you just bought?
Why, yes, Chip. Oh my God. It has been nonstop. Hilarity.
7 days.
Hilarity. Oh, and then we got these 2 things. They're labels. So this one says
sewing labels.
Sewing labels.
Cute.
Yep. And then this one was that Sarah Hart's premium sewing labels. This is from Sewtopia, and these are really cool. They have if I can open the package, they have really cute sayings on them. So Like this one says Bolt Killer.
Bolt Killer.
That's adorable. I
Little
love
label.
that one. This one says Living Life a Quarter at a Time.
Like a quarter of an inch. These are cute. Where do you put these?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably on a quilt of some sort, and just put like, this is not just another fancy blanket.
That one's cute.
That's hilarious, considering how many of us out there have made a quilt for somebody and they're like, oh, thanks for the blanket.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get back into this. Okay, we got a ruler.
A ruler?
A ruler? Why do
Okay.
I feel like I'm yelling?
So we've got, who doesn't need a retractable tape measure? Love it.
Okay, and we got another ruler.
Oh my gosh.
It's neon.
I may have to take this one.
No.
You got a blue one.
You got one already.
No, I don't.
You got one in yours?
No, I don't.
Oh, no, you gave me the blue one.
Thank
yes,
you.
You can have that.
I get something.
Don't let him fool you. No, you can have it.
No, you can have it.
No, if I've got a blue one, you take it. So,
Sure.
and then we got a thing of soak.
Now that was interesting. Why? What are you soaking?
Okay, so for knitters, you use soak to clean your wool.
Okay.
Okay, but if you're a quilter, then the same company who makes soak makes a thing called flatter, which is a non-starchy spray to basically starch and flatten out when you're ironing and quilting.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're putting this on. Oh, it smells nice.
Yeah, some of them. I have one that I forgot what the scent is, but I have it over there. That it is wonderful. I like this better than Best Press.
Okay, so this is flattener. This one is, oh, and I use Best Press. You like this more?
Yeah, because Best Press, I find, and I don't know if anybody else has this problem, when you spray it, sometimes it gets a white, almost flaky on there. This does not do that.
Okay, so this is Wild Mint. I had never heard of this, and I was working the volunteer desk, and they were clearing out some of the classrooms, and they're like, "Hey, people, take this stuff." She got 2 bottles of this.
I did. It was really nice.
Wow, you made out.
I did.
Good for you.
Then we got
more fabric.
But wait, there's more.
You got more fabric?
Yep. But wait.
Oh, these go good together. More fabric?
Yeah, that was all in there.
Okay, so you've got some Ruby, Wyndham Fabrics.
Ruby and Bee.
Wow.
Solids. And then I've never heard of Figo Fabrics. So this will be nice to try something new.
Dude, it has my name on it. Chips.
Oh, I guess we'll be stealing that.
I mean, so you got that. And yeah, I don't know who Figo Fabrics is.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
So we can throw the rest of that back in there. But we got a notebook with more stickers. So, and then Ruby Star Society, it's a notebook. It's graph paper, so you can draw out your quilts.
Love
if
it.
you want to. So see? And I'll take a picture. And show. Then we got Elizabeth Hartman, one of my favorite.
Is she?
Yeah, she is one of my favorite pattern designers. She included, here, your reach is longer than mine.
The sunshine pattern.
Yep, and then if you turn it around, you can do a mini. So it's like most of her patterns, you have a full quilt and then you have a mini or like a pillow.
Now, you know what's awesome? Okay, so this...
oh, no, it's a small quilt and a large quilt.
Yeah, so you can do 36 by 42, so 3 feet by a little more than 3 feet, or 64 by 69. That's a comfy couch quilt.
That is a nice size. So even that small quilt, that's the perfect size for like a crib, or a baby blanket, a baby quilt. See?
That is amazing. So she gave, and this is like her regular that you would purchase. This is a full
It's a full pattern.
pattern. Now, 2022, so it's a recently new. It's not. She didn't go way back
Right.
in time, but wow, you got a nice. I mean, like,
Yeah, and I love her pattern. So I think out of everything I got, and you also got an American Patchwork and Quilting magazine that has some nice quilts in there. I mean, look at this. I don't think I'm giving anything away.
I like that.
It's very modern. It's an old quilt block, but with all the modern fabrics. This is all Allison glass fabric. It really makes it look nice. So that was fun. So that was the swag bag that he was drooling over all weekend long.
I'm very happy for you that you got your free stuff. Go you. Yep. So we didn't really have. There's 4 of us that were in the show. I'm sorry, that went to the show, and we're all part of the same quilting group that we meet at least once a week. We've done that for 3 years since.
Oh my God, we should probably talk about that.
What?
How we met.
Well, that would be interesting. So we've got Rockstar Brendan, and we've got Mrs. Kravitz, Susan, another rock star. 4 of us all meet up in Raleigh.
Right.
But how did we meet?
We met actually
through the Alaska Rainbow.
Yep. So quilt.
I'm Chip.
This guy, I was trying to go with the quilt stream. So he has a channel called the Quilt Stream, and he was talking between that and your fiber hustle with Aaron. You guys were talking about doing a quilt along,
right?
And you wanted to do. Now we had talked before that. We had.
I mean, we knew each other, but we weren't like on a Zoom.
Right. It was just you knew of each other and you could talk and do all that stuff. Well, he wanted to do the sew along for this, so he started a whole group, and this group met 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
From one quilt along, we've just maintained.
Yeah, and now we talk on the daily.
On the Zoom. At least once a week. So you have met Brendan now. Brendan was one of the ones that we haven't met. So Brendan, thank God, finally.
I know. It was so nice to finally just be in the same. I mean, Zoom, this is what you see right here. So you got to see people that, they have legs. They can actually move around. They're not just stuck at a desk.
Well,
it's amazing.
It's funny because I mean, like, I even found myself when we're riding in the car, it's like, oh my God, she's got a profile.
I know.
But like even when we met in
Rhinebeck
a couple of years ago, we didn't really have much time. I think maybe altogether it might have been like an hour or so, just because we were in separate houses,
right,
running different groups. Like, this was like the most time we've ever spent in real time IRL. It was amazing. So yeah, so Alaska Rainbow. So like, if you ever get a chance to be part of a quilt along, and like maybe it's a smaller group, that may be a way to find your peeps.
Yeah, because our group started out, I think the Alaska Rainbow was like 20. There was 20 of us
at the very most.
But we're down to a good core group. Mm-hmm. So I knew Susan because Susan's about an hour and a half away from me in Maryland, and so I had met her in person before, and then you and I had met at Rhinebeck. Mm-hmm. I met you and Aaron at Rhinebeck, and then this was the first time meeting Brendan. I have not met Jen.
Jen was supposed to go.
Yes.
But you know what, Jen? There may be something coming your way. Just maybe.
Hint, hint.
But TBD.
Yes, we'll see. Depends on how fast Angel can get shipping done.
All right, so post swag and meeting everybody.
And classes. Okay, so Friday, you did the volunteering.
Mhm.
So what did you think of volunteering?
I would totally do it again.
And I think I would totally join you guys to do it again.
I liked being part of the event, not just an attendee, but I liked being part of the event. It was a lot of fun. You met some really interesting people. That there was a handful of people that I never met before, and just through my volunteering opportunities, I met people that I actually think I want to be friends with. Like, it was like you met your people. So
right. It was really nice. It was really nice. Now, Friday we did the mini swap. So that was another first for me. So Modern Quilt Guild, you sign up for this mini swap and you have to make a mini quilt. The largest size is 24 by 24. They pair you up. You fill out a form and you tell your likes, your dislikes, a little bit about yourself, and then they pair you with somebody. And then you decide if you want to meet there to exchange your mini quilts or if you want to ship it. So people who aren't necessarily going to QuiltCon can actually still enjoy that.
Oh, really?
And really.
But would they pair you with somebody? They wouldn't pair with you if you didn't go. They wouldn't pair you with somebody
who was going.
Right.
Yeah, they would pair you with somebody who wasn't going.
That makes sense.
And then that way, because that was another part of the questions, is they would tell you, do you want to exchange in person or do you want to exchange via mail?
I want to do it in person.
And that's what I did. And I tell you what, Terry, if you're watching, oh my God, big hearts, big hearts. Ugly cry. That was me.
Okay, so I didn't get to do. I could have done it, but I did not have the time. This one, she did it.
I did it, and I was like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. You go to these things and you have an idea that you're like, it's gonna be great, but sometimes you get there and you're like, eh. Have you ever gone somewhere and been like, eh?
Meh.
Exactly. So I was like, I'm gonna try everything. I want to do as much as I can. So I did the mini swap. I took a class or two, and I did a lecture or two.
Focus.
Okay. So anyway, Terry, if you're watching, look at this beautiful artwork.
Holy heck! It looks. I mean, like, on camera, I can hardly.
Hello.
That is amazing.
Isn't it stunning? I mean, I was so blown away when I opened this up. And she had it in, did I bring it down? I think I forgot it upstairs. She gave me a quilting bag that this was in too. But I mean, this.
Who is that?
That is Nova. That is my German Shepherd, my baby.
Wow. So Angel gets this, and I get to be, a fly on the wall. And an Angel.
I opened it and.
Gosh, crying.
Yeah. I bawled like a baby.
So emotional. So what did she say to you?
What do you mean?
Your phone.
Alma. Okay.
Outtakes.
Okay, folks. I obviously am not used to having somebody with me. So she took a picture. So she said she Instagram stalked me. This is where you're going with
yes.
it, right? Okay. Pull it out. Just keep.
How'd she get here?
I'm leaving all this in. You know that. So what she said she did was she goes, I Instagram stalked you and I found a picture of your dog Nova. She goes, what she did is she took a picture and she created this for paper piecing. So she created the whole thing and paper pieced it. I mean, who does that?
And what is really awesome that you showed me, I was like, this is so densely quilted, but it doesn't really feel heavily quilted. It is beautiful. How did she actually do that?
She
So
took the back
let me
fabric.
go real close. And you can see, look how much quilting is on that. She took the back.
She took the back, and you can see, and then she did the lines, and that's how she quilted it.
So she just kind of
she just
followed
the
that
lines,
path.
and it turned out beautiful. I honestly, I will put a picture in somewhere here of the two of us, and then you'll get to see the mini that I did for her. Which I did my first improv, and that was a lot of fun. It was definitely interesting. I find that I'm a control freak when it comes to my quilting. Things have to fall within a certain parameter, and which, yeah, that was.
Well, okay, so I mean, sometimes you've got to leave home to know what you know about home,
Right.
or to find yourself. And I don't think you really identified yourself, or, labeled yourself as a traditional quilter until you were pushed off your comfort zone and into a whole different, like the improvisation that you did.
Right.
Like you were like I had to yell at her. I had to like put the ruler down because she found herself just trying to have everything matchy matchy.
Right.
And it was like, improv should be just like, you know what the fabric is, and you have an idea of kind of shapes and stuff, but you're a control freak, Angel.
I know. I am very much, it's so funny. Normally I'm go with the flow, whatever.
She is not. She is not. We will talk daily, and here's Angel. We're working on something. She's like, okay, in 20 minutes I got to be doing this, and in 30 minutes I got to be doing this. I'm like,
He's like, focus.
Only enjoy the moment. Find your zen.
No, I'm so
easy. What did you just say? What are you? Go with the flow, right?
No, seriously. We were like, what do you want to eat? Whatever.
Oh yeah, you're agreeable. Agreeable is not go with the flow.
No, I went with the flow all weekend.
But okay, so for traditional,
so no, I mean, you have a pattern, you follow the pattern, it tells you what to cut, it tells you, or even if you're putting together something, there's still, a certain size, a certain way to do it. And to me, with improv, I felt like I was hacking and whacking and cutting here and putting this there and slapping this there. But
I mean, even looking at the Alaska rainbow,
I did it different.
Before you knew where you were going, I'm sorry, before you even knew like the first stitch, you knew where you were going.
Right.
You knew the outcome.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, I knew how I wanted the colors, which is different than the traditional Alaska rainbow. I knew how I wanted it done. I had a plan. I could execute it. I was good. And with improv, it was I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. I may not look like I was enjoying it at the time, because I know you were like,
well, there was a lot of whining.
There was a lot of
but I think that's
a lot of whining, a couple of choice
it's
words.
It's just part of your process.
Yeah.
But, like the hacking and whacking, when you went in to do her, like, it can be a lot of fun when you find yourself working on something that is not pre-planned.
Right.
And it's like you can come up with something that is novel. Nobody has ever done that. It's yours.
It is unique. And like I said, it was freeing. I mean, you were given permission to just
try things.
Create.
Experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you got to do that.
I did, and I will probably do more.
Good.
Believe it or not.
I think you will. Look, you could do it. You can take an eternity to do one piece, or maybe you say, you know what, today I'm going to do this, and by the end of the day, I'm going to have something new.
Right.
Whereas this is a commitment. You know, this is something that there's a traveled path that you have to go through, and it's going to take you a long time to get there.
Well, we did it over what, 6 months?
Yours?
No, the group.
Oh, this. No, this was done in a little more than 2 months.
Was it really?
Oh,
it took me a year.
That's right. None of us, we were supposed to do it within 2 months, but yeah, a lot of us finished way late in the game.
Yeah. But that's the freedom of doing things
right
your own way.
This is not something that you like. Again, this took a lot of care and planning. Not that your improv is not care, but it's like there's not. It's not so regimented.
It took me 3 months to come up with to do that improv.
And when did you find the most life that, like, when did things really start to happen?
Honestly, the last 3 weeks before QuiltCon was when I really started just relaxing.
Buckling down and doing it.
Right. Well, and it wasn't that I was buckling down. I live with things for a while. I live with the way things look, and you know, I've talked about this on the podcast before. You know, the design wall, I leave it there, and I look at it, and then I tweak things around and till it gets there. But with this, the last 3 weeks, I did it. I put it off to the side, didn't look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would bring it back out and be like, oh, I don't like this, and I would rearrange it, and then I would put it off to the side, not look at it, and then I would bring it back out and be like, okay, yeah, I think I like this, but what if I turn it this way? And so what I did was I did a flange binding, which is what this is, where you just fold it over and there's no binding on the front. There's no look of a binding on the front. So that was a first for me too, was the flange binding.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it before.
But I also put I did 4 corners on all 4 sides, and I left them open so she could hang it, and then she could decide which way she wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used the corners as my label. So I wrote the name of the quilt. I wrote the QuiltCon mini swap, and then my name, who did it. So that way she had it, and no matter which way you look at it, your label is done. And her label, she did this, and that's a picture of her dog.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? So she did my dog, and then she put a picture of hers.
Classes?
I did. I took classes, but you took a class Friday.
Oh, well, I'm going to talk about all that stuff when I get to my channel. I got to save something for my channel.
Okay. So yes, I took a class. So Brendan, my friend Brendan, couldn't make one class, so he gave it to me.
Oh.
So, and that was called Improv Self-Portrait, and I'll put a picture in here of the picture that the teacher did. That the teacher did, so they know what it was supposed to be.
Oh, well, okay, well, rewind, since we're talking about it. You started out with it was supposed to be self-portrait.
Right.
And that didn't happen.
That did not happen because with Brendan signing it over to me, I didn't have the how to do the picture.
Oh, the directions. You didn't have the directions.
So when I got the directions, between the time I got the directions and the time we left for QuiltCon, I didn't have enough time to get it done, or to even have her do it for me. So when I got there, I had just printed out a picture, and she said that it was too small and it wouldn't quite work. So she had a picture of a pumpkin, and I took that. She gave it to me. So this is what I have gotten done. So
what's the idea? You take a picture. Turn that into.
And you take fabric and you use the fabric to draw the picture.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So how long was that class?
That was an all-day class. So it started at 9, then we broke for lunch from noon to 1:30, and then 1:30 to 4:30.
So this was all day? No, I kid. I kid.
So when you say I'm a control freak,
No, but okay.
freak.
So it looks like without giving away her recipe,
Right.
you've got 1, 2,
I got
3,
4 blocks.
4
done.
blocks done. So you actually do turn this into blocks.
Yes, and then you sew the blocks together to get the picture. Sure.
Well, and okay. So a lot of times you go. Again, I've taken one class. You go and you learn a technique, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in love with what you were working with, because you really don't have an idea until you've been through the class.
Right.
So you like this well enough that you would want to finish this?
I would finish this, and I would do another project now that I know how to prepare the pictures.
Great. All right, so I want this done by Halloween. It's a pumpkin.
Okay, I have a comment, but I don't think it's appropriate for here. So that was the one class I took. So that was
No, you took a second class.
I did. That was Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Work with me. We're dragging each other along, folks. We're dragging each other along. So that was Saturday. Sunday I took a class, and that is right here. So this is called Seek Sil Newbie. Seek Sil Newbie. I will put the word down here somewhere.
And full disclaimer, I was supposed to take this class too, but I bailed. Susan was
a trooper,
and she says, "Oh, I'll take the class." When we were signing up for QuiltCon and we were signing up for classes, as a first time attendee, you have minutes to try to get a class. Everybody's going online at the same time. They randomize the order, so you log on and you push, buy classes. They randomize, and they only let so many people onto the website at a time, and then you have a very small time. So you have to know your classes that you're interested in, and you're trying to get to be the first person. It's like, it's like the 90s. Was it 90s when the people were trying to buy
concert tickets?
Or
you had to remember how you had to redial until you got the tickets.
So I was not as discriminating in what I was trying to choose, and I picked a hand piecing technique, and then when I realized what it was, I was like, oh my gosh, I am not taking this class.
And I wasn't going to take any classes.
And you took 2.
Well, I took that one because you're like, take this class with me.
Oh yeah.
See if you can get in it, and I got in it. And that was it. That was the only class I was going to take. But then Brendan was nice enough to give me that improv one.
And then Susan, who loves to do handwork,
yes, totally,
she didn't have any classes. So the stars aligned. The right people went. Tell us what you learned.
So this is a Korean technique, and they use this to make beautiful pouches. So wallets, pin cushions. I think in the older days, they used to use this to make tobacco pouches.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you see this, folks? This is paper. It's called, my notes are over there. It's called, I'll put the word down here. And it's Korean paper, and you twist it, and they use this as their batting.
Really?
Yeah, that's the batting. So what you do is, I have my design drawn out. You can see it's a little star, and then you hand stitch along that. But then in between each of the stitches is where you put the paper. So it's got a bump. If you feel that, you can feel the bump.
Oh wow! So this kind of twine looking thing that you've created,
Right, gets put in between the stitches. So if you see here, you can see my 2 stitches, and then there's the twine. That's what they use, because you've got two pieces of fabric, and then you shove it in between. So you would, I'm not going to give the secret sauce away. So you put it in between, and then you stitch as close as you can, and then that creates the design. And the reason why they use this for the tobacco pouches is because paper absorbs moisture.
it'll wick it away.
So if you have the tobacco inside, it'll keep it dry.
Really?
Yes. So it was interesting.
How long? Oh, talk about finding. You said something about Zen.
Oh my God, the teacher was so lovely, and she was just so calm.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how with these it's a mindful stitch. So what you're doing is the way they do it is, when you're stitching, you think positive thoughts, happy thoughts. So you're stitching those thoughts into this. So you have to, just try to be calm.
Were you there? Did you get there?
Actually I did. Honestly.
I would have not. I would have been like, I hate this.
It would have been all
slow?
hate and cussing.
Yeah, I mean, like either you love that or you hate it.
Right. And I've done cross stitch and embroidery. So this to me was reminiscent of that.
You'll have to do a close up on this, because your stitches, gang, her stitches, I can see where you started, and then it's like you got confident. I mean, like, you can see her stitches are very regular and even. I think that's where, is this where you started your Zen? You started out a little angry, and then you, then you found
Rachel
Zen.
was a little uptight trying to get it right, and then I just relaxed and just.
No, actually, I think you did a great job.
See, because her stitches, the teacher stitches were so tiny and so beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, so they were like half my size.
Does she rock her needle and do that, or does she? Is it poke and?
She basically does it like this.
Oh, she does it vertically.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because your thumb is holding the paper against the other.
Does it hurt your hand when you're doing all that?
It didn't mind. It was fun. That was a fun class, and that class was 9 to noon on Sunday.
I'm really excited that you did it. If this is the one I want to see you finish. That one I think will be
and I will
really
finish
pretty.
This one I will finish, and then I think I'm going to turn it into some sort of I might even turn it into like a needle case or something like that.
Did you? Okay, so you got thread. Was that for this?
That was part of my purchases.
Oh, so she had purchases.
The kit came with the purple variegated thread, but I loved it so much I went and got variegated thread.
Show us.
Okay, so you want to see my purchase? I guess we're going into purchases now, people.
You had to have it.
Had to. Cha-ching! Fiber hustle catchphrase.
Had to have it
right now. Okay.
Oh my God, this bag sounds very heavy. Have I seen all this?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, here's the fanny pack that came with our t-shirts.
That's a strong fanny pack. It's a bum bag for you in the UK.
It's a bum bag. So, the first thing I purchased was this.
Do you like kits? Do you like fabric and patterns that all come thought out? I bet you do.
Okay, so again, I am not. Oh, is that in front of me?
It was in front of you. I think people want to see your loveliness.
Oh my God, people, it's getting deep. So I am not usually an EPP person, and that is English paper piecing.
What?
But my niece, and you have them over there, I did her fingerless gloves, her owl fingerless gloves.
I was wearing them when she went to the
he
bathroom.
wants he wants to wear them. So I did those. You know she loves owls. So I got this kit, and I'm sorry for the crinkle, folks. This is the owl, and it makes a small, I think it's what, 12 by 12? I don't know, 20 by 20.
Oh, that's big.
It makes a good 20 by 20 inch mini quilt. So because I love my niece and she is worthy, you may show the...
Okay, so the funny thing was I was on a call with her the one day, and one of his little eyes fell off.
It broke in half. I was like, oh my goodness.
But these fingerless mittens are adorbs with her little owls. You made these?
I made those. Those are her birthday present this year. And this will be her...
Isn't she going to watch the show?
No, she's in college. She doesn't watch this stuff. So, but her mom does. So, hi, Chris. So this will be her Christmas present.
Oh, she's going to love
this year. So I think that'll be really good. And maybe, just maybe, she might hang it in her dorm room.
I think it's really... it's like something that Auntie Angel made her.
Yes.
English paper piecing. Good for you. More handwork.
That's a nope for this guy.
Nope. Moving on. What else do you?
Oh my goodness. I can't wait till you talk about your class.
Oh, do you like handwork? I bet you do. Nope.
So, Chris, if you're watching, look away, turn the TV off, because this is yours. This is for your birthday this year. And Chris likes sloths.
Oh.
So I got this embroidery kit.
Oh, that is cute.
Sloths, yeah, that create a heart. So I'm excited about that.
So
I think she'll love that.
What's in the kit?
The kit comes with the floss that's needed, the pattern, and the
hoop.
The hoop for you to hang. So I'll probably just do a little ribbon so she can hang it up.
Oh, that is really cute.
So I thought that was adorable.
So that's very interesting. This it says a very basic beginner's guide to embroidery. Wow, so this is like this is a beginner's pattern?
This is a beginner's pattern. Because it looks like the fabric is pre-printed, so you're just adding embellishments.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
So it'll be really neat.
Maybe a little quicker too.
A little quicker. And that'll go with the sloth pillow I made her a couple of years ago.
Aww.
That was an Elizabeth Hartman pattern.
What else did you get in here?
Oh my God, he's going through the goodie bag.
Oh, do you like to sew? Do you like to hand sew? I bet you do.
So I had to get me some of the variegated thread. So I got this yellow and black because I think
I love variegated.
I do too. So in the class that I did, the SIL Seek Sil Newbie.
Oh, good for you.
I know. She not only did she teach us this, she taught us another stitch. So I will be doing that stitch and making little bags for some friends.
Aw.
So I think that would be fun to do. So that's that.
You got the magazine?
I did get the magazine.
I wish I had gotten it. It was sold out by the time I figured out that I wanted to buy it.
So every year they do a QuiltCon magazine, and it's about what's going on with QuiltCon, right? Am I doing that right? But they give you patterns.
Oh my God. When I finally realized there were like 8 patterns in that, I was like, oh, dang it. I wish I had bought one.
Yeah, so it is amazing. It's got all kinds of neat quilts inside, and it just goes over modern quilting, and it talks to different people. You got interviews.
Nice little collectors.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's actually got the special exhibits, which are quilts that were in the
last year.
So
yeah,
and this year.
Oh, and this year.
Yeah, they talked to the meet, like Jackie Gearing was the what was that called? That you were. She was the main exhibit. She had the main quilt exhibit.
Right.
You had the quilts that won,
and then she was actually one of the featured speakers.
Thank you. Yeah.
And Jackie, from what I'm understanding, Jackie Gehring was one of the first people that actually got Modern Quilt Guild going.
Right.
So she had a whole exhibit. I got to volunteer and do some white gloving for her quilts to make sure that people did not touch her quilts.
So that's Jackie.
And then if people asked, they could say, "Hey, could I see behind that quilt?" And I was allowed to move it and show them the back of it, but it was pretty exciting. I really wish I had gotten one of these magazines because, it gives you, I mean, like, not only is it a good keepsake for the event, I can look back and like, oh yeah, I remember that. But there has at least 3 patterns in here that I would love to make. So good for you.
Yeah.
You got some good patterns.
I did. And I think, no, Brendan got the book. Susan did not.
Okay. But you know what? They also have Modern Quilt Guild stickers. This would look awesome on a long arm. What else did you get?
Oh, what? You're not going to play. The other thing I got. Oh my God.
Do you like slow stitching and repurposing fabric? I bet you do.
He's killing me, people. He's killing me. So Brendan introduced me and Susan, to this. It's called Kizmit. And she repurposes old sarees. So these are all hand stitched. You can see the fabric. And I fell in love with these, but that's the back. So you can use either the front or the back. And you can sew these together. And how pretty would those be?
So what's interesting, and what Brendan was, he was the first one that came across these. And there's actually, I can't even tell, I think there might be 4 layers of fabric. So all of these are cut from sari fabric, and then there's layers, there's like four pieces of sari in this. And what they do is they'll hand stitch all those 4 layers that they've repurposed the fabric, and then they make charm squares out of them.
Right.
So these are really fun. So we've got one print on the front. There's another print on the back. We're not looking at one piece of fabric front and back. We're looking at layers of fabric. And there's about 3 or 4 layers in here. So it's really fun what she curates and puts them together.
Right. And you can sew them together and make mini quilts. I think Brendan used his and made table runners, right?
He made a table runner.
So they're beautiful. And I got 3 packs. So 3 packs of 20 each is what they ended up being.
Wow. They're really, really pretty, fun colors. I mean, like, how big was her booth?
Her booth actually was about, I would say 8 by 8.
Okay, so it was a single booth?
It was a single booth. She had a table, and she had some of them on the table, and then she had a like a display, and you could like finger through them, like if you were looking through fat quarters. You know how they set up fat quarters? It was the same way. They were just stacked up, and you went through them, and you got to pick the ones you want. And
I actually looked for her, and I couldn't find her. So
she was sold out by the end of Saturday night.
Really?
By the end of Saturday night, she was just down to, I think she had maybe 3. On Sunday, when Susan and I went back, she was sitting at the table on her phone, completely sold out. She just had pictures.
Wow. So I think Brendan was looking at the Kai Scissors guy.
Yeah.
And it was like he had so many stars on his products. Like, if you see a star, I don't have it here, but you can order it online. And I'm like, well, that's a nice problem to have. I wouldn't be upset. And how do you get scissors home on an airplane?
Right. Absolutely. You have your friend ship them to you.
Do you like long arming? Do you like custom quilting? I bet you do.
So I have a handy quilter, Amara. So I went to the handy quilter booth. I played. I was trying to talk Susan into getting one. I was like,
oh, were you?
Yeah. I had her on it. She was quilting away.
Oh, that's fun.
I I was having a lot of fun. So what I did is I went back because I was by myself and I was just kind of wandering around. So I found this set.
She was cagey like a panther, and she's circling the booth.
I was circling. I'm like, do I really need these? But I got these half circle rulers, and then you can see kind of the designs you can make from them. And I do a lot of ruler work in my quilts. You can't really
She has a lot of rulers, gang. I got to see firsthand. I got to see the whole cart. There's a 3-story cart. She's got rulers. She didn't have these.
I did not have these. And they actually had several things that I didn't have.
And you restrained yourself.
I did. I actually left them there because, you know, I'm a giver, and somebody else might have.
She gets the thumbs up.
Somebody else might have wanted them, and you know, why would I steal them all? You know,
are a giver.
I am a giver. I'm leaving things on the table.
So, you on these, do you like to do curves, or?
I think if I force like borders and stuff like that, I like it to look like a professional did it.
On the borders
and stuff like that. If they're small, I'll just free motion that. But for something that's going to be a bigger design, I like to have rulers and have it be smooth and work through that, as opposed to something that's small that in the grand scheme of things, it won't matter that it's organic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's what I like to do.
So on your Alaska Rainbow,
yeah. So like I did ribbons.
Okay.
Which
it's been the joke this week.
It has been the joke.
I meander when I long arm. I meander everything.
I'm the ribbon queen.
Ribbon Roberta over here.
So yeah,
but they're excellent because she's done thousands of them.
They're everywhere. So I used the ruler to do the one design, and then I organically did my circles in here. So each design, and I'll take a up close picture of what we're talking about.
I didn't even see the pebbles.
Yeah.
So you did pebbles, you did really tight
pebbles there.
But that's kind of fun because you did really big pebbles here. Oh, I'm touching your quilt.
That's a no-no at a quilt show. Just saying. They will yell. I mean, they were at.
Now that I just back, I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be touching. This is her quilt. I'm going to touch it. But like you did your tight pebbles here. Right. I love to do pebbles. I love to do pebbles and meandering, but you're going to be there for a while.
You can see I did the meandering in here, and I did each section is a different quilting. So I've got a little bit of pebbles here. So like this section here and this, I kept the same. So that way it kind of just, it was cohesive throughout the whole, right.
Yeah.
So you could do like here, you've got these all have the ribbons, all these little diamonds have the ribbons in there. So you can see like I created this as one block, even though there's 4 different patches here.
So is this one, so when you follow and you go in and you go in and you go in and you go in, is that like if you're doing, is that an orange peel?
That is an orange peel. It's almost like a reverse orange peel.
And then, yeah, you'll have to do some close-up pictures.
Yeah, I'll do some close-up pictures, especially the areas that we were talking about.
Meandering, and it's fun because you get into your, someone else has a different signature, a different handwriting, and it's a lot of fun.
So what we'll do is in a minute, we'll go over to the long arm and we can show them what you were doing there. And then I think that's it that I purchased, right?
Nope. Do you like long arming? I bet you. No. Do you like sewing on a sewing machine? I bet you do.
Oh, yes. I got a new foot. So when you're quilting, which most quilters know. Oh, he found more stickers, folks. So everything's a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I've been using my 1/4 inch foot, but am I perfect with it? No. So I went and I got the foot that has the guide off to the side. So then I know I will always be at a 1/4 inch.
That's awesome. You can always use that. It's nice to have the right foot.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference.
It does. It does. And hopefully my piecing will get a little better.
Angel, your piecing is very, very good. For not having ever had one of those? No.
Yeah.
So it's only going to improve? Will it help you remember not...
Oh, great. Another thing that I will not live down, folks.
So,
no, while I was at Violet Craft, when I got the thing for my...
Did they give you that for free?
No, I had to buy these. Okay, going back to my class. So my class on Sunday, which was my Seek Sil Newbie class, my handwork class, the volunteer there was handing out bracelets to everybody that she had made, and this says Quilty Pal on it. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So I got one, Susan got one. And Susan says QuiltCon on it, and I got Quilty Pal, and it's got little happy faces. So I thought that was very sweet. I mean, she did not have to do that.
No, that's cute.
So then at the Violet Crafts booth, I got the wolf, which is one of her patterns, which I have. I have been meaning to make that.
I have that pattern, I think, too.
I've been meaning to make that for my husband.
It's paper piecing.
Yeah, it's foundation paper piecing.
Yes.
It's not hand.
Yeah.
So there's that one. And then you guys know I'm a unicorn girl. I love unicorns. So I had to get that. You can see it better. Look how cute that is.
That's very cute.
And that goes, she does have a pattern of a horse that's got the rainbow behind it, and you can add a horn to it to make it a unicorn.
Ooh.
So that's what I'll be doing. So there was that. And then this guy here had a friend.
I mean,
he's a pretty big deal. This one right here. So he introduced me to Scott Cullen.
Cully.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I want to say Cullen. And Scott won for best piecing. He got first place for best piecing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So Scott gave me his card, and he did this last year.
That's a sticker from his entry last year.
Last year for QuiltCon.
And it is amazing. Scott Cully is just one of those people that is so talented and so down to earth and very nice, and it's just he was really great to meet. Comes all the way from Berlin.
Right. And I'll put his Instagram down below so you can go and you can see the quilt he entered this year and his past quilts.
Yep.
So that'll be really good. So that is basically my QuiltCon.
That is QuiltCon. It's a lot. I mean, again, 7 days later, that was a lot. It was a lot. And I would totally do it again. How about you?
I would too. I would do it again. But I would volunteer. I would like to do behind the scenes and help people out.
Yeah.
And maybe play with some of the quilts with the white gloves.
Ooh.
I think that would be really awesome to walk around and be able to show people the backs and stuff like that.
I enjoyed when it was like you kind of met other people that were maybe a little bit more extroverted and they volunteer, and it's like it kind of gives you a leg up. These people already want to be friends. They already want to, they're already outgoing. So it was a good chance to meet people.
It was.
All right. What's next?
Let's talk about the long arm. I will save my knitting and I will do that on my own because I know it's not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Okay, guys, so now we're at the long arm and we're talking about what we're doing. So I had started out this quilt, about a week or two ago, I was telling you about it. And then, so I got all of this done up to about here. And then Chip came in and I let him play and he did the rest of this all in here. And you can see the difference. So tell them, Chip, what you think about doing something other than a meander.
Okay, so what was interesting is that I find quilting is definitely it's your own signature, it's your own handwriting. Everybody has maybe a slightly different gap that between the stitching, a little bit smoother, a little bit more round. Everybody's handwriting is different, and it was a little bit intimidating to jump into someone else's project where you were starting out and creating. You called them roses.
Yeah, it's like a petal meander
A petal.
is what I would call it.
But you, Angel was explaining that you start out in the center and you don't quite completely start out with a circle, but you get like a half circle and then you back around and then you start doing these little petals all around, and then you find, oh, I don't want to go into the block, but then okay, we're just going to echo around that, and you're creating more petals around it. And then if you want, you can do another third round of meandering, and then you're going to start out over again and you're going to start a new circle, and then you just keep repeating the process, making your way across the quilt surface in all of the negative space. It's a fun technique that you showed me. But again, it's interesting to look at yours. I actually didn't do that far off from what you were doing.
No, you didn't. You did a great job. It was really nice because I know you were really nervous. You're like, oh my God, I know I joked about taking over your long arm, and then when I actually let him do it, he was like, okay. So, and then you can right in here is what Chip did, and then up here and down here is what I did, and I think he did a beautiful job, and it looks seamless.
It almost looks like you did it.
It looks seamless. And then he got to do some ruler work. He got to do that down in here, and but you've done ruler work on yours.
Yeah, so on my long arm, I don't work on, what is yours? Yours is the Handy Quilter Amara. I have a Bernina Q20. What's funny is that her machine is, it just, arm is a little bit heavier.
Okay.
And you can, like, I have to actually use a little bit more arm strength to move mine. Whereas hers, it actually just floats. It really is a lightweight long arm.
2 fingers, yeah.
2 fingers to do the guiding. And what I found with the ruler work, I was able to use one hand, and I had the ruler down, and I was able to, not perfect, but I was still able to find with the ruler. Where is your ruler?
I don't know where you put it. Did we put it away?
So I was using a ruler to do these little, what you were calling
triangles.
These triangles that end up looking kind of, they're mimicking the scissors that are here in the line work. And, you're usually from the needle to the edge of the outside of the foot, you're at 1/4 of an inch. And so you're already there, and then you're using that ruler work. So before we started, this one, is the tape gone?
This one is Angela Walters' one. It's already pre-gripped.
Okay.
You can feel it.
Okay, so this wasn't the ruler that I was using. We actually had to put on some sticky because it really wanted to slide a lot.
Yes.
And it's different. When you're used to different, when you're used to certain tools, and in this case, here's a ruler that doesn't, this one has the built-in tacky, so that when you're laying it down, it's not going to be as slippy when you're trying to guide the foot along the ruler to make these straight lines. So we had to put some tacky on there to make it grab because it was too slippery for me. But it's interesting. Angel likes to do her, what do you call these?
I just call them curves. I mean, you just kind of, continuous curve is what Angela Walters calls it. So you just start here and then you just keep going this way to free form it. And that's what I was talking about with the half circles, the rulers that we purchased. Yep. And I said, if it was a bigger space, like here in the border, which you can't see, if you have it in a bigger space, I would use the ruler, because then it shows it's big. But with these little ones, it's easy just to do it myself than try to put a ruler there, because it's so small. It just seems like it would be
tedious,
cumbersome. Yeah.
So, and that's the funny thing. So when you're getting into different ways of quilting, you're going to find what your comfort zone is. Angel likes to do it freehand, where she's guiding it, and I felt like with just doing the meandering flowers, and then when she does her ribbons, all of that is, I do two hands. Some people like to do one hand and just kind of hold the fabric in place as you're going along. I felt more comfortable using two hands, and you just get into a zone. But like for these, I would do, my personal style would be, I would do ruler work for the straight lines, but I actually would find a rounded ruler, and I would do that just because I feel like I could be a little bit more consistent. I don't feel comfortable doing this freehand, but you've been doing, like, that's your comfort zone. All of yours look pretty consistent.
Yeah, and they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
So,
but no, I love doing a mix of both, because I feel like there's certain parts that you need clean lines, and then the rest of this you need the organic.
And you were saying this looks, I mean, like, this is really wonky. She was kind enough and says, she didn't smack my hand or anything and say, hey, you got to pick this out.
I think it looks great. I do not. The only way I ever pick anything out is if it is really noticeable. If you say I was coming here and then I went, and then all of a sudden I was coming to do this where I do a straight line to the center, and then all of a sudden my ruler slipped and it came off to the side here, that's when I would rip it out, because that would annoy me. But if I was coming this way and it kind of curved a little, I would be fine. Even with doing the straight lines, I wouldn't rip that out at all.
And you also said that you don't, you have no intention of putting this into a show, being judged and critiqued, and these are quilts to be loved and to. I
don't feel the need to have something that is show quality, and I think that's great that people want to do that. But like you said, I want my quilts to be loved. If I give you a quilt, I want you to wear it out. I want it, if it tears and tatters, whatever, throw it away, repurpose it, whatever. I'll make you a new one. I have no qualms about, oh my God, you need to make sure you fold it correctly. It needs to be this, it needs to be that. This is how you take care of it. No, I want you to throw it in the washer. I want you to throw it in the dryer. I want you to drag it, throw it on the ground because you need something to sit on. That's, to me, showing that you are, for me personally, that shows that you're quilt worthy, because you love it so much, you use it all the time.
Right. All right, so I love this fabric.
This fabric is beautiful. It really is, especially that backing. That's a 108 backing, Tula Pink for Free Spirit.
Okay.
And that is part of her handmade collection. Along with all of this, you can see this has, and I'll take up an up close picture to show, but it's got sewing machines, and then you've got hands. These are her actual hands that she drew.
What?
Yeah, her hands, and I think her mom's hands. And she drew those out. And again, I'll put a close-up picture. And it's got little snips and scissors and hearts and stuff like that. And then you've got it looks like the ruler.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like a ruler that you would cut your strips of fabric with. And then you've got the one over here that's got the scissors and the snips. And this is supposed to be, I think the idea behind this,
Like confetti?
Confetti. So it's like the bits and pieces of fabric and thread that you would get.
Now, a difference that I'm noticing that I have never floated a quilt top. I have never done
Really?
that. Mm-mm.
But you don't have the computer.
No.
Okay. So I float my quilt tops. I learned this again. Angela Walters is my hero. So I learned this from her. And what I do is I pin the backing on and I wind it up, and then I put the batting on, and then I just lay the quilt top on top, and then I just quilt from there.
So why does Angela recommend that?
She recommends that for free motion, because when you get to the side, if you need to shift, or as you're quilting, it kind of bunches the fabric. So at the fabric, it helps you smooth it out and keep it more square that way.
So if you're going to go with this strategy, is it better to work inside out, or is it still, because I tend to work left to right?
I do too.
Okay.
I do too. I have not tried, except for one quilt. What I did was I followed what she said, where I floated the quilt and then I pinned it, because I wanted to come back and do one side. So like one side was black, one side was white, and I wanted to quilt with white thread on the one side and black thread on the other.
Okay.
So I pinned it, and then I would keep rolling it up, and then I would keep quilting that side. But I would use my pins, which are over here. So these are, you can see, most people call these corsage pins.
That's what I use to secure it.
And that's what I use to secure it. But what I would do is I would take this and I would pin the quilt to the backing through the binding or the batting. And then I would quilt over here, and then I could do it and finish this side. But this stays even because it's all pinned.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing as if you were
Pin basting.
Pin basting.
Mm-hmm.
So you would just pin it and then do it, and then you would have one side quilted, then you would roll it back, and then you could take the pins out and quilt it that way.
Interesting.
So there's so many techniques. There are so many techniques with long arming. And again, I am no expert. I don't have the computer. I do everything free motion when I do my quilts.
And how long have you been long arming?
I got my long arm in 2018. And
Oh, wow.
I've done probably 15 quilts.
Oh, wow.
So I'm, again, not a professional, but I do decent.
What I find interesting is that when coming into the Scrappy Angel studio, and then coming up on her long arm, it is much shorter, and it's like I wouldn't necessarily go this short, but I think my long arm at home might be a little bit too tall for me. I think I would do just about here. I don't have my long arm so that it's like right even. You're supposed to be, you don't want to be straining either way. You shouldn't be so low that you're hovering over it.
Right.
Like you should be just at a comfortable. And I thought when I was setting up, because I set my long arm up myself, I thought I was setting it up correct. But then coming here, it like, who knows what you can learn when you leave your house.
You need to do that more often. No, mine is set up. I'm 5'3". So if you see here, when I'm standing here, my arm is at pretty much a 90 degree right here.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes the pin. So I was always told when I was learning about the long arm, is that your arms, you should be like 90 degrees this way. So your arm is slightly up when you're holding on to the machine. But this is 90 degrees, because a lot of times if you're doing ruler work, which I do a lot of, then I'm ergonomically correct because my ruler works here, and then I can just do that. And then if I need to lean down, it's not as far.
You're not hunching.
You're not hunching over. So, and that is even here, you can see it's kind of like right here at my waist is where it hits me. So they were always saying upper stomach.
Yeah.
So, and I think if yours is too high, and your arms are like this, then you're uncomfortable. You're not relaxed. Your shoulders aren't down. You're not.
And the difference is my paddles may be a little bit different in the way that they move and the way that you can secure them.
Yeah, mine I'm not strong enough to pull it. But yeah, you can do this, and then some people quilt like this. For some reason, I just always like them up. So I just keep mine up.
Now, for your free motion, so ruler work, you're definitely guiding your long arm with one arm.
Yes.
And your other hand is on the table. So we have a table under here. It's a little bit, you just pop it in, and then you're able to have a secure space. But if you're just purely doing your free motion, then you may not need to use that table.
Right.
But if you are going to do that long ruler work, you're guiding with one arm or with one hand. Other hands using that ruler. What do you do when you're doing just free motion? Are you using both hands or are you using one?
I think that's a great question, and that depends. So it depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm just doing like the petals, I'm just doing it one hand, and I'm just holding it down, and I'm just doing it one hand, and I'm going. If I'm doing my ribbons, I find with my ribbons, I use both hands. But for the most part, one hand is here, and I'm guiding it with just the one hand.
And even though I've secured and I actually do secure my I don't float my tops, and so like everything is really taut. Even still, sometimes you get a bulky seam, and it will actually catch on the foot, and so sometimes it is really necessary that you're guiding with one hand and kind of smoothing out in front of or behind that needle, depending on which direction that you're going on. So you may have to drive with one.
Yeah, especially hand. Like here, and I'll put a close up there. But there's where all of these points come together. There, it's bulky there. You can feel that,
and it may rub on the.
And you'll hear sometimes your machine will go clunk.
Yeah, because it's that needle is going through a lot of layers.
A lot of layers. And it's not hurting the machine. I know the first time I did it and it went clunk, I was like, I broke it. Oh my God. Because you're freaking out because you've never done it before. And then it just keeps going. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. I know I've got threads everywhere.
I call these rats, random annoying threads.
Okay. Yeah, I've got them all over the place. But yeah, I'm constantly... I love my long arm. I love doing it. I don't get to it a lot because I'm busy doing other things. But
so when you're doing a mix of your meandering and you're doing your ruler work, I mean, how long are you doing it at any given sitting?
If I did this one from start to finish, I could probably have this one done in 3 to 4 hours. But that's just me. I mean, I have the music blaring, I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm in the zone.
Right.
And I just go. But like this, I did this in about an hour, and I was just like, okay, I'm just tired. I'll come back to it. And that's what I did.
Who's getting this quilt?
Me.
Oh, this is selfish quilting.
Yeah. I do a lot of that. Yeah, this is selfish quilting. I have a quilt down here for Holly that I was supposed to have done last year. I've got to get on the long arm, and I've got probably a good 7 to 8, maybe up to 10 quilt tops that need to be quilted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you need friends to help?
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Aww.
What we need 2 machines, one on each side, and then we can meet in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. So that's it.
All right.
Okay. Anything
else?
No. You ready to go eat?
I'm ready to eat. Are you going to kick me out?
No. We're going to go eat. So guys, thank you so much for joining this craziness today. It was lovely to have you, Chip. I'm so glad
I want you to subscribe. I want you to follow, ring the bell. Thumbs up, comment below,
like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff.
And like maybe we can get more shop tours, more of her studio tours.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that when I start learning all my other machines that I have, like the embroidery machine that I haven't touched, and the serger that I would love to join and do. But yeah, thanks again. Again, down below is the show notes and all the descriptions where to find me, all that fun stuff. And I will also link Fiber Hustle and the Quilt Stream.
And the Quilt Stream.
And the Quilt Stream.
Excuse me. I'll have to bring it back.
Yeah. Where is it at?
It's it's down the stream.
So, okay, guys, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.